really easy to struggle to figure out what you want to do with your time, with your life. There's so many different conflicting priorities and different things we can be involved with. It's easy to just feel overwhelmed. It's decision paralysis, maybe. It's that never-ending desire to dabble in things, to sign up for something new, to pick up that new game that you add to your library, to have the shelf full of books and you never really read any of them. It's that sense of conflict inside when you just can't quite figure out what your priorities ought to be in the moment. And so you wind up maybe achieving nothing, doing nothing. You spend time scrolling on your phone or something because you just can't figure out what to do. Life is filled with so many different things that all call out for our attention, and they all have their pros and cons. They all have something that makes them good and something that maybe is their downfall. But the truth is, the key to peace is not so much about picking the right one as it is just realizing you don't necessarily have to pick everything. It's not that you need to 100% any one particular thing in life, but you also don't want to spend your whole life 1%ing everything, always starting something and never being able to just find solace in that thing. Because the minute you begin, you're already thinking about what you can do to move on to the next thing. That's a really tiring way to spend your life. Sometimes it's nice to just settle in and be able to relax without having any particular sense that you have to achieve something specific for some particular purpose or to some particular end. I think that we are haunted by this suspicion that we're supposed to accomplish something, that our life is supposed to be meaningful. And so we're hunting for this sense of meaning. And then as a result, we're always trying to hit that skip button. It's like when you're doing a quest and in a game and you don't want to read the dialogue. So you hit the skip button and then you realize that you kind of skipped through the whole game because the dialogue, the story, that's what it was all about. But you were so determined to get through the content that you missed the actual spirit of the content. And that's what we do a lot of times. The path to spiritual wholeness and harmony often involves simplifying one's life, and that's something you can do financially. It's something you can do in terms of how many people you have in your life. It's something that you can do in terms of maybe the way you decorate your home or how you spend your money or something like that. But it also could be what you fill your mind with. And I think that one's just as important, maybe more important, because we can simplify the outside parts of our lives. We can have fewer things, or we can be more selective about the way we manage our budget or something like that. But we can still have a lot of noise inside. That internal conflict of trying to figure out what's best, so much that we are not able to really truly focus on what is. It's important to just be present in what you're doing right now. To have something that gives you the ability to make your life feel like it's grounded in something. And it's true that life changes quite often. Even if we don't make any effort to change things, life will change. But we don't have to go out of our way to force that process. It'll happen as it must happen, without us being discontent and restless. And I also think that it's that pursuit of the fountain of youth, of the vastness of perfect treasures, that makes us lost to the everyday value of common things. So don't worry so much about picking the right thing to do. Just make a point not to pick so many things that you can't enjoy any one of them. And the other thing, when it comes to making decisions about what we put our time and our thoughts into, is you really ought to look at the fruit that it bears in your life. And if there's elements of something that are unhealthy, or they're toxic, or they're frustrating, then you should avoid those things if you can. Now, I'm not saying that you should be totally averse to anything in life that's not convenient all the time, because sometimes life throws things at you. You just have to deal with it. But there's also times when we kind of sign up for things. We go out of our way to make a decision that we're going to have something in our life, an activity or pastime or a relationship, any number of things that just has things that aren't good about it. And then we try to rationalize the negatives away. And the truth is, we don't even need to sign up for some of these things. Sometimes you can just fill space with nothing. If there's nothing good to fill it with, that's all right. But we always want to fill our space with something. And so we tend to fill it with things that are toxic, just because we're not comfortable with solitude. It's okay to have empty spaces. It's okay to have a high standard, to have expectations which are never met because you have high expectations. But even if you do have high expectations that are never filled, you still have yourself, you have your mind, you have your inner peace, and that counts for something. So strive to be happy, have a sense of peace, Focus on being part of fewer things. Not perfect things, but good things. And don't worry about whether you've picked the right ones. Just make sure that you have enough room in your life and in your time to truly be present and enjoy the things you do pick, that you do choose to be part of. Sometimes life isn't about achieving anything. It's just about enjoying the view along the way. Till next time, thank you for watching.